What is going on, faithfuls? What? Oh, let's go, man. Look at this. Mike is live over here. Look, before we get this going, I know. Let me take Mike off of mute real quick. Mike, what is going on, man? Y'all over there in the Diva Den?
Both of you suck. All I'm saying is you both suck because you didn't show up.
Rex, I still love you.
Listen, I love you too, honey. Beads and booty tickles.
That's right. Beads and booty tickles.
Look, it's all beads and booty tickles.
That's right. I see Jaconda back there. What up, Jaconda?
He's pouring a shot.
I got to pour my shot here.
Stop. Tony, where'd you go? Get your fucking shot ready.
Where's everybody at?
No, we're ready. Shot, Tony.
Here's to another victory, baby. 12-3, baby. On to Seattle. Let's go.
Cheers. Let's go.
Let's go. Yo. Listen.
Whiskey fucking sucks.
Gold Bar whiskey is the best.
Yeah. Gold Bar whiskey goes down smooth, baby.
Yo.
No, not even close.
Let's go. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna have my victory cigar with y'all.
All right, look,
is anybody leaving right now? I'm going on mute.
Oh, I don't think you can leave.
All right, guys, listen up, man. Before we get started here, thanks for joining us. What a hell of a game. In my opinion, we got some stuff to clean up a lot, but we'll dig into that. But before we get into all that, let's go over the formalities. Hit that like and subscribe button if it's your first time here following us on Facebook or YouTube. Make sure you give us that hit that like and subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter and Snapchat, nothing but 9ERS all day, every day over there. Facebook and Instagram. Like I said, if this is your first time on Facebook, make sure you hit that up in the description box, the StreamYard link, so that you can so we can see who is broadcasting for us or when you're commenting and things like that. If you missed any of that, that's Facebook and Instagram, nothing but Niners, all spelled out, no letters, no numbers, nothing else in there. Give us a visit on our webpage, www.nothingbutniners.com, where you'll find all those information that I just sent out, and also a fan page. If you want to send anything over to us, hit us up an email, nb9ers@nothingbutniners.com. Other than that, tonight we had no all gas, no break, but we'll get into that talk. If you want to follow us on our SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Play, all of our podcast apps, those are there for you as well. Let me bring this in real quick. I see we got a ton of people watching already. Tony, man, because while Mike is getting set up over there, dude, this game was a battle, back and forth, offensively, defensively. Jimmy had some issues tonight, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The same as we didn't see Matt Breida tonight. No. We've seen Tevin Coleman, Raheem Mostert. Not a single snap for Dante Pettis, I believe. Not a single snap for Matt Breida. Look, just walk us through, man, what your thoughts are. Let's go over the offense first. Offensively, obviously, to finish the game, we had 2 3rd and 16s, got sacked to bring us to 3rd and 16s on 2 plays. Big play by Kendrick Bourne. Shout out to him. Shout out to Dre for calling that today. Said Kendrick Bourne would have 2 catches, one that would impact the game, and that definitely was it. So a big shout out to him. And then obviously the 47-yarder to Emmanuel Mosley on the blown coverage, looking like the safety rolled over on the crosser route, just a little too much. Jimmy taking that shot downfield for 47 yards. Emmanuel coming up with the catch, setting us up to field goal range for the victory. Wasn't looking too good there at the end with the 3rd and 16s and the two sacks that we took. What are your thoughts offensively, man?
Wow. I'm going to say this. I know I'm jumping to the end of the game, but, man, you can't question Jimmy Garoppolo. That man has ice in his veins to hit on those 2 3rd and 16 plays, which won the game for us. I didn't see the first half. I was driving home from work. The second half, I can tell you pretty much what I think. Again, Kyle, it's a continuous thing for the last couple of weeks on the offense. He's not aggressive until he absolutely needs to be aggressive, and it's not good. because I honestly feel this game should not have been close. The way they moved that ball down that field on the scoring drive, the touchdown pass to Kittle to tie the game. Sorry. And now to kick the field goal to win. Bro, they went right down the field. I understand he got sacked, and that's going to lead into the next thing. But I want to know why Kyle went away from the staple of his offense, the running game. How many? I would love to know the stats on the rushes. How many total rushes we got? If it's over 25, I'd be floored between all 4 running backs. And the concerning part of this game that I've seen from the second half on is the offensive line play. This team misses Weston Richburg, Pearson. I'm not going to say they miss him. I think Brunskill had a decent game. He made a hell of a block on that Mostert touchdown run. But, damn, man, I don't know.
To not to cut you off, but to answer your question, there was only 19 rushes between Mostert, Coleman, and Samuel. And obviously Samuel only had 3, so there was only 16 between running backs. And Jimmy Garoppolo had 4 rushes for 5 yards. So a total of 24 runs between everybody with rushes, and only a total of, 6, 11, 19, 6, 9, 11. So 119 yards. 119 yards on the ground, 248 yards in the air, 16 for 27. Jimmy Garoppolo was 9.2 yards on average, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions with a 71.2 rating.
And one of his interceptions was off a tip pass. I think he's probably got 6 or 7 of those this year. I don't know what the issue is, but it is what it is. I'm not going to get into it. But I just want to say time out 1 second before we go any further. The Nothing But Niners crew, I'm speaking out about all of us, would like to send our condolences to CJ Beathard and his brother. It's terrible what happened to him. I mean, my brother's still alive, but I'd be a mess if he was gone. But that whole incident that went down at that bar, it's terrible. So CJ, I don't know if you're watching. This is for you. This win. Be with your family, and that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, we gave out that condolences earlier as well. It's a sad time for the Beathard family. You heard Kyle Shanahan talk about it in the beginning of the presser. His dad has been reaching out to the team, talking about the amount of support that they've gotten from the 49ers and social media, the fans and things like that. So, it's a tragic event, especially around a holiday. Not that it's any less or more tragic being around a holiday, but either way, try to keep your heads up. And
particularly following a win. It is very important to stop when all the emotions are high about playoff seeding and the players that are out there and all that. It is very important to stop and think, recognize, and reflect on the life loss. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, man. Much prayers, many prayers. I can't imagine what it's like. I'm the oldest in my family. My mom has 3 children. My dad has 3 children. I'm the oldest of 5, no matter how you split it up. And I can't imagine having to bury one of my younger siblings. It would literally destroy me on the inside. And so, condolences, like Tony said, go out to the Beathard family. Prayers go out to them. A lot of times when people say this, it's lip service, right? And what I was taught through my family is that once someone is gone, it's not about praying for them. It's about praying for their family members. It's about praying for their family members to accept what has happened. If you're religious, then accept whoever your God is, accept your God's will. Accept whatever fate has in store for you and your family. Learn to endure, learn to overcome, and pray for acceptance. That is the biggest thing. And so with that said, I agree with Tony. I agree with Nick. Condolences to the Beathard family. We wish nothing but the best for you guys. The utmost in strength and recovery for your entire family from us here at Nothing But Niners.
Absolutely.
Just real quick before we move on, I just wanted to finish what I was saying about the offense. I honestly think Kyle loves the challenge of games like this and games like the Atlanta game to see if he has what it takes to come back at the end. I'm tired of it though because it's really killing me. It's putting a stress on me, and I honestly feel that this offense could move the ball whenever it wants. It's just up to the play caller to call the plays to get them moving. I said it before, they moved right down the field on this team. I understand like the sacks, but they came right down the field when they had to. When they didn't have to, it was very conservative. But Kyle needs to get back to the basics. He's got to run the ball going into the playoffs, and he's got to get that rhythm as a play caller. Like he's feeling it. He's got to get that, because if he gets that, you could put Seattle, you could put this team, you could put the Chiefs, you could put the Patriots. I honestly think when he's in a rhythm, no one could stop this offense. Jimmy Garoppolo again proved the guy's got ice in his veins. He can make big throws on big stages in big parts of the game. So I am just concerned about why the conservative part from the first quarter to the fourth quarter. But the offensive line play, listen, Staley didn't look good. McGlinchey got toasted a couple times. It's all happening again. These guys need to settle down and get back to the basics. And once they get going, man, there's no one going to stop this offense. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. When they want it, you're not stopping them.
You know, my biggest take from tonight's game, it was yes, five sacks and the offensive line giving up a lot. Joe Staley, I don't think, had as bad of a game. I think Laken Tomlinson had an okay game. McGlinchey, I didn't even really see anything with McGlinchey, but I'll have to go back and watch that. Like I said, I didn't see that. I saw Tomlinson give up a sack or so. Joe Staley, but the pressure's coming, and I'm not the one guy to sit here and just bash Jimmy Garoppolo. There were times he played well tonight. There were times he stood in the pocket. There was times that he could have ran and he didn't. There was also times that he could have gotten rid of the football, and you look and it's like nobody's open. The checkdowns are there, but we weren't throwing the football. When are we going to realize that, when is Kyle Shanahan going to realize, and this is my personal opinion from what I saw watching live, when are they going to realize that some of these plays are taking too long to develop in certain situations? And whether there's receivers open or not open, it seems like more times than none, Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't have that check down as much as we think that he should.
Nah, I don't think this is a situation at all. I'm sorry for my voice breaking in and out. I don't think that's a situation at all. And all the plays that broke down very early, the running back was wide open, and Jimmy just didn't look that way. It happened a lot tonight. They would snap the ball, the running back would chip and then move out to the right or left and try to create a play, and Jimmy just would not look his way. Jimmy Garoppolo does not look for that check down in particular. I don't think that's on Shanahan. I don't think that's on the running backs. I don't think that's on the wide receivers. I think that is 1,000% on Jimmy Garoppolo. He does not look towards the check down for the running backs as soon as the play starts, because plenty of times tonight that play was wide open and available. He just didn't take advantage of it. And so you can say whatever you want about it. I don't know if it's because of Tevin Coleman. The few times that Jimmy Garoppolo has looked Tevin Coleman's way, Tevin Coleman drops the ball or does something really bad with it, and it's a tackle for loss. But tonight, it was not the situation. Those guys were open. Raheem Mostert was available. Jimmy Garoppolo just wasn't looking his way. Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'm not mad at it. There's a set to check downs also. It's tight end, then running back for the lower part. But I think Jimmy Garoppolo looks for deep, then to shallow. You know what I'm saying? So when that happens, you're left looking at your running back at the last second. Hey, boo.
I agree with you, Mike. And the reason why I agree is because it's clear that he's always looking to get the ball downfield. And that's part of the reason why he's pumping the ball. He's trying to get that ball out. And we're like, yo, throw it to the check down. The guy's right there. I don't think he's developed that part of his game plan yet. Like, I still think Jimmy G is developing as a quarterback. And I think, remember, this is his second season, first full season. I guess, I think you give him another shot in this offense. I think that's going to be part of the game plan. We all know when you were in New England, the check down was part of the game plan. But Tom Brady was always looking to throw that ball down the field in that offense. And that's the same. Jimmy wants to let cats know he can get the ball out. Sometimes, though, Jimmy, it can cause you to take certain steps. But I'll tell you what, that's a big-time quarterback we got on our team. Because not too many quarterbacks in the NFL could get a third and 16. Twice. Sorry for yelling. Back up! Sorry for yelling again. My bad, Tony. I know your eardrums is like, what the fights? Hey, man, look. Today was crazy. But, Mike, you're right, man. It's not part of the game plan. I mean, we watched it on those plays, and he just wasn't getting it to the check down. And I couldn't figure it out to save myself. If I was playing football, I'm always looking for the check down first, just to know that person's right there. Then I'm gonna click. I don't know. Twice.
Well, Rebecca, I can't hear anything you're saying because Mike has you on mute and I can't unmute you.
She's saying, "Why the f you not here? You punk mother beep beep."
I'm saying Wayne is like on a roll.
Love you, baby. Love you, baby.
Hey, yo, Wayne.
All you need
What
to
up,
know,
Nova?
Nick,
What up, Nova?
all you need to know is B-Damn Booty Tickles.
Smack it up.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wait a
That is
minute.
all you ever need to remember for the rest of your life.
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I don't know what
You
that
guys have no idea because you weren't in NOLA. You weren't part of the crew. You weren't part of the crew. That's a NOLA thing.
Well, you got to share that because we don't know. We lost right now.
Nope. Y'all are gonna remain lost.
That's fine. I'm cool with that. But we didn't lose tonight. I tell you that. I told y'all they was gonna come out victorious. I didn't care how they did it. They went and did it, and that was the game plan. I'm sure they wanted to rack up points. I'm sure they wanted to do whatever. But it's always going to be tough when you're playing your opponent in the division. It's always going to come down to this. Plus, it was on primetime TV. And every time the Rams and the 49ers play on primetime, it's got to be a nail-biter. It's always a nail-biter. Always a nail-biter. It was a nail-biter with effing Brian Hoyer. It's always a nail-biter.
This was the third time in 3 weeks that we were with 5 seconds left on the clock.
Yo, I died at least 3 times tonight. I think I lost resuscitation, and somebody had to bring me back to life at least 3 times. Two of them was on 3rd and 16s.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not have a jersey on the entire night until that last drive, and I put the Sherman jersey back on.
Wait, you see which one? Wait, hold up. You see that? Who that? Who that?
We that.
That's
who we are.
We that. I don't got to turn it around for y'all to see the name on the jersey. Y'all know who the 5'4" is. Pick six. I'm too tired to get up. Hold up. Pick 6. You see if I can turn it around. Y'all can see. Keep my headphones in. Hold up. What that say? What it say? Read that. It's in English. It says War. You gotta read it backwards. If you read it backwards, it say Warner. Time Warner. You know how we do. Man, he was due for that pick.
Let's talk about this a little bit. Look, offense came out a little bit sluggish, right? We can all agree on that, right? Well,
yes.
I mean, I wouldn't even say that they never got out of that sluggish role. I think they just got some decent plays, went downfield, and still scored, obviously. The second half, I thought we overcame a little bit that we didn't do in the first half. Obviously, moving the ball in the second half. Mike keeps jumping in and out. I don't know what the heck he's doing over there.
He trying to figure out what that NOLA booty thing was y'all was talking about.
Yeah, y'all keep talking about some booty.
We were y'all keep droning about bullshit. We're over here like, beat the booty tickles. All you need to know is we won. And we're here and you're not. So fuck all of you. So y'all could have been here, but you're not. We had all the good food, all the good times, and woo!
Wait a minute.
Beads and booty tickles.
Beads and booty tickles. Woo, woo, woo.
Somebody smacking my booty right now. I don't know what none of this means.
Did I miss the shot? I missed the shot.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, you totally
missed the shot.
Wait.
No,
Are we doing another one? Are we doing one more because Wayne just got back?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Are we doing another? Oh, let's go. Hold up. Let's do another one because Wayne just got back.
Hey,
we gonna do another one.
whether y'all was doing it or not, I was doing it. All right, here we go. Guys, what's our record, yo? I want you to tell the world what the record of the 49ers, the 2019 49ers. What's the record, Nick?
12-3, baby. Let's go.
We are 12-3. This is to the 49ers. Mike, you got your shot ready? Tony, you shooting gum? What you shooting over there?
Tony ain't got no shots.
He got the water. Water's good. It's high quality H2O. We got that Gold Bar popping. Shout out to Gold Bar whiskey. Just want to show this one time. This is one of the most prettiest bottles I've ever seen in my entire life. Even when I finish drinking this joint, I'm going to make love to this bottle. All right, here we go.
Beads and booty tickles.
All right, we're going back to the logo for one more shot here. As you guys can see, I got the Gold Bar whiskey here. Rebecca said, Mike, don't worry about driving home. You got a place to sleep tonight.
Woo.
All right, guys, we are here. Where's everybody at? 1, 2, and 3. Ready, set, cheers, salute, baby. Let's go.
Ow, ow. Damn.
So smooth.
Oh, let's go.
Woo, my lips are breezy.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Mike can't drive for 4 hours. Let's go, baby.
Well, if you keep drinking those 4 hours, look, hold on. If you keep drinking, those 4 hours keep going up. It's like a lightning strike on a baseball field. Every lightning strike is 30 minutes. Doesn't matter how long you waited.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah, smooth. So, all right. So let me ask you this, Wayne or Tony, whoever wants to answer first. What does this Niners team have to clean up moving forward from what you saw today? So let's diagnose what we saw today, all right, and talk about what we need to clean up mostly heading into the playoffs or next week, whatever you want to call it.
You want to go first, Wayne?
You got it, baby.
Definitely, the offensive line needs to clean up their play overall. Defensive side of the ball, I don't know. The teams have been screening the shit out of them for the last 5 weeks, and they still can't stop it. That's an issue. They got to get disciplined. They got to play better defense with that. The pass rush, they need D Ford back in a way that it's unreal because there's no threat other than Bosa. The Loga ain't doing nothing. And if you insert Ford back into the lineup, it makes everything easier for the other three guys on the line. So basically, the defense has to play better, more discipline. Salah's got to get his head out of his ass because, in my opinion, what's his name was running as it was at least 2 steps ahead of him in the first half of that game. They went down the field on that defense.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he did make some adjustments, yes, which is a good thing. But another thing, I don't know. I was texting Mike. Is it Keller Witherspoon hurt? Like he looks whether if he was thinking too much, or he was hurt, or he just doesn't have it. I don't know what it is out of the three, but he did not look good tonight. I'm dead honest with you guys, and it's very scary. We went into the season thinking we have our corner of the future. We found out who we have in Mosley. When Sherman decides to hang it up or move on, and Mosley comes out and plays like not Mosley. Witherspoon comes out and plays like this. I don't get it. Those are just some of the things off the top of my head. Like I said, I didn't see the first half. I saw from the second half on. Why are you picking your nose? So what do you think, Wayne? Because I didn't see the first half, so okay. I don't know what the hell happened.
All right, so you missed the first half. So you missed the first Spoon getting beat in the end zone, the Brandon Cooks touchdown. Spoon had a bad game. The secondary again struggled. I think Richard Sherman slipped on one of the plays, and that's how the Todd Gurley got that touchdown. He ended up taking a bad angle when he slipped. and Gurley got around the edge for the touchdown. But I think that if we want to say who had the weakest day out of the secondary, it was definitely Spoon. And we have to tighten that up. But I will say it's kind of the secondary is starting to feel themselves a little bit because the pass rush is starting to be emancipated. Like the pass rush is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think we walked out of this game with any sacks today. I could be wrong, but I don't think we even got a half a sack or a quarter of a sack. Right. So that's a problem. And we already know why we're struggling. Like, guys, you know why we're struggling with sacks. Right. And guys in the secondary can only cover for so long before somebody gets wide open in a zone or there's a penalty.
Yeah, but those plays that he got burnt on were just crosser routes, and he did not play well.
No. Witherspoon's been struggling on the crossing routes all season. That's not his forte. His forte is man-to-man, one-on-one coverage, and you throw a deep ball, he's gonna break up the pass. That's his game. I would have liked to see Sela or whatever his name is, like switch up and put mostly on the crossing routes. Just gives mostly has more versatility on the crossing routes opposed to getting deep downfield. Spoon was definitely the weakest link tonight, and Spoon almost cost us the game. Marcel Harrison too far behind Spoon. You know what I'm saying? He still takes poor ankles, still has bad tackling. Even though he did have a couple of big hits, a couple of big old school Deshaun Golston type hits. But again, he almost cost us the game. And he has to make that interception. He has to make that interception. I will say that the linebackers played damn near as well as they could play with all them damn screens and crossing routes that was being ran at them. They played decent. But again, like Tony said, it's got to come down to the offensive line. We're getting mad at Jimmy Garoppolo for holding the ball. Well, ain't nobody getting open. And I don't know if the receivers aren't getting open because the offensive line is letting people in quicker and not allowing Jimmy to develop the time. But that's where, my friends, the play calling comes in. That's where we say, Kyle, stop trying to go deep down the field or wait for a route to get open when you got a check down back right there that we could get 2-3 yards. A check down back on a one-on-one. We got the best versatility backs in the league. Even Coleman could make one person miss in a wide open field. Why are we not utilizing that? I'm watching the other teams do that to us, and we're getting gashed for 9, 12, 13, 14, 11 yards, and it's confusing the hell out of me why we don't go and run those same type of plays. Teams try to beat us with our own medicine, so why not take some of their medicine and beat them with it? You saw when we started running screenplays what happened. It opened up the playbook. Guys started getting in motion. Jimmy Garoppolo was going down the field. That's what you do. You do that. Hey, shout out to Sean McVay for utilizing Jared Goff's strength. He had that cat rolling out. Every time he didn't roll out, what happened? Defense made plays or he made a mistake. That's what Sean McVay did. When he stopped sticking to his script, they started making mistakes. We need to be able to adjust to our scripts and to what's being called at us. So going forward, man. Okay, Tony.
So I just want to touch on something you said. So far, we faced teams with we faced a running quarterback with Arizona.
Yes, sir.
And Baltimore and Seattle. So
yes,
we'll say those two. Okay.
Yep. 3.
Wayne, take a breath, man. You are like on a roll.
My bad. I'm shutting up now because Tony talking. He got the floor.
So they struggle with Arizona versus with the screenplays. Okay. They struggled versus Baltimore with the read option. Now the Rams come into town. They roll the pocket and they hit him with the screen. And it's very concerning that they still, this far into the season, cannot stop a screen.
You know, Tony, it's personnel, brother. It's we all feel like the screen can be stopped. But I think just with the players that we have, not everyone has the same capabilities. And I'm not blaming this on injury, but man, if D Ford is on the other side, man, that stuff's not working. Them rollout plays are not working. He's too smart and he's too fast, right? I mean, that's the whole purpose of having a D Ford. So without a D Ford, I I would definitely rock Sherman's post game report, but that I definitely will. But post game quote. But listen, Tony, I think it's just a personnel issue, and we have to take our lumps. You know what I'm saying? And we did adjust. We did make adjustments.
Yes.
We started to be in. We started to, instead of wait for the screen to develop, we started to attack the screen. And then we were breaking up Fred Warren's pick six. He broke up the screen. Like he said, I know what you're doing. Pick six. That shit happens in Madden all the time. That was a straight up defensive Madden. I could break up the screenplay because I know what you're running. That's smart football by Warner and good play calling by our defensive coordinator. So it's just that they kept running it. I felt like we did better against the screens, Tony, than we did against that rollout play action screen crap that he was throwing.
They're using our aggression against us, these teams.
Okay.
So what they're doing, everyone knows.
I don't agree with that. The screens were killing us all night long, bro. I know the rollouts were bad, but the screens seemed like they were the thing. Like we didn't know how to shed blockers. We couldn't get rid of blockers.
The majority of the screens were coming out of the rollout. Like he might have threw 6 screen passes, and they all got like 9 to 8. They all ran for first downs. I agree, but then we were really getting beat on those rollouts, which still developed into screens, right? Like they were still roll out, guy run, boom, real quick pass. Bam! All he got to do is beat a one-on-one. Yeah, we couldn't stop it. At the end of the day, we couldn't stop any of that stuff.
A lot of that was to do with how aggressive our edges was being as well, though.
Which is
they were falling inside, and you saw that we started to instead of going inside on rushes from the edge, we were going straight up field more towards the second half to try to prevent those screens. You saw the Armstead, the breakup of the pass. You saw Armstead seeing the screen and rolling out. After going upfield and making the tackle on the play. You also see, Bosa was eating up inside the middle a ton. And you also started to see more stunts where Bosa was rolling from the outside to the inside to get that pressure and the hits on Jared Goff. So you've seen some type of change in our defense, but the screens were killing us they were going for 10, 11 yards.
Hey, wait. Hey, Nick, somebody has a TV on in the background. Turn that shit off or mute it. I can't hear what you're saying because there's a television on.
My fault.
All right. So I want to make sure I can hear everybody who is speaking, and I couldn't hear you. So I apologize. Go ahead, Nick.
So, I thought that we made some different adjustments in that second half, but then then I think Sean McVay made some adjustments to what we made adjustments to as well. Because the screens were going for like anywhere from 8 to 12 yards each time. Guaranteed 8 to 12 yards. The way that I saw it looked like the outside edge guys were going straight upfield instead of crashing and going straight for the quarterback. They were going straight upfield, protecting anything to the outside, getting their hands up and things like that. We started to blitz a lot. We started to blitz more in the second half, third and fourth quarter, late in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. Between the screens and the outside play of Witherspoon, and obviously I think we had 15 pressures tonight. No sacks, but 15 pressures. Some of those pressures were more important than we think. They disrupted drives. They definitely disrupted drives. But I'm a little nervous with where we're going with. I'll tell you what, man. We talked about this before. We'll talk about this. I've talked about this before. What Witherspoon were we going to get back? And I see this comment up here by Debs.
Yeah. We need to talk about Witherspoon, bro.
What Witherspoon were we going to get back? And obviously, we did not get the same Witherspoon back. Witherspoon looks completely different than he was the first 3 or 4 games.
What I say, Mike? What I say, Nick?
Season.
What I say, Tony? I said, do not rush him back into what we were doing. You had Mosley out there balling all season long. I'm going to speak like that because I know I said this stuff in this exact fashion. And today, wait, let's start. Witherspoon started getting torched last week. Let's call it like it is. Julio Jones was working that
come
cat.
on, bro.
No, I can't. Nah. He got to. You eat crow. He need to eat crow.
Bro.
They got burnt.
No.
They got burnt. They were getting burnt on crossing routes.
I'm not. No.
You
No.
You cannot. All you want, bro. You can know me all you want, but that shit I watched on TV today was what exactly is exactly what I was afraid of. Exactly.
But here's the difference, right? Witherspoon was usually at a place when he was the second guy on the lead.
Come on, no.
Y'all are full of shit. No way.
Witherspoon got toasted and burnt all night, bro. There's no excuses. He did on the field, no matter where he was.
Witherspoon was beat all night long. I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is he was not the first guy on the assignment when he got beat.
Bro, every crosser route was his assignment.
It was usually a pass off.
His assignment.
Nick, you're not listening to what I'm saying. It was usually a pass off to Witherspoon.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you, Mike. The touchdown was straight lined up to Witherspoon. He got toasted and burnt.
He baited the quarterback, wanting the quarterback to throw it. He thought he could react quick enough to break the pass up, and he didn't. And there was a touchdown to Cooks. Cooks took the ball right out of his hand. That's not what happened, Mike. That's not what happened. I'm gonna need you to. That's not what happened, Mike.
No,
what happened?
No way.
What happened on the touchdown, Mike?
Nope.
Okay, tell me.
No way.
Tell me what happened. Tell us what happened.
So they snapped the ball. Cooks was not his original guy. It's every time he has to pass off to somebody else. So it's when they switch guys in zone read.
That's part of his assignment, Mike.
Yo, all I'm saying is it's every time they have to pass off in zone. So it's somebody else crossing into his area. Listen, you have to realize that the other team gets paid to do what they have to do. Witherspoon was not the guy on the initial part of the play. Now, if he struggled in the second half of the play, fine, so be it. I'll give you that. I will not argue with either one of you guys that Witherspoon was a liability on the second half of a play. But on the initial part, he was good. And when they passed off, that's where he struggled because he could not find Witherspoon could not find the second part of his own read play. He could not find it.
So how is that not an issue, Mike? That's
saying, wait. Hold on, hear me out. I'm saying it's an issue, but it's not everything. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is this.
Saying
he couldn't find the second.
Yes.
It was 4 first downs and 2 touchdowns tonight. Everything.
I hear what you're saying, Mike. He couldn't find the second level of the zone. That's what you're saying. Like right. Okay.
Right.
But he's a pro, and he needs to at this point of the season he needs to be able to find the second part of that zone. You know why? Because
the Rams never targeted anybody else on the second level of a zone read play. It was always Witherspoon. And so y'all think, Witherspoon's a liability. They never went after anybody else when there was a pass off. And that's what I'm saying. So,
but
listen, go ahead, Nick.
That's what I'm trying to ask you is Akella Witherspoon, whether you want to call it zone handoffs or man-to-man, was a liability tonight. He was garbage.
No, he was. I'm not arguing that part of it. What I'm saying is on the first half of the play, Witherspoon was on point, on lock.
But that's what I'm asking you, Mike. What does that matter? It's still his job. He still got toasted. He still got burnt. He's not playing to the level he was playing before.
And this is the difference. Here's what I'm saying, right? On a normal game, when our depth was good on the offensive on the defensive line, these guys were getting home while it was still on the responsibility of the first read. He was okay and he could handle that. Now that we can't handle that and it's going to the second read, he was struggling. I'm not saying that he wasn't. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to tell you guys he wasn't struggling at all. He was struggling when it was time to pass off and move on to the second guy. That's where they caught him slipping, bro. Mike,
I'm not going to argue with you about him struggling about that second read. I'm just gonna say that Witherspoon was a liability tonight,
And
that's it. That's it. That's what he was.
I don't even think it was just what Mike is saying. There were times that he literally was.
How about the tackles he missed? How about him diving at the tackle for Todd Gurley? How about him not trying to tackle Todd Gurley? How about him just being off?
I am never going to give up on my guy Witherspoon. Never.
That's fine.
Ever.
Just like I wouldn't give up on Bourne. I totally respect it.
And I'm gonna ride this to the grave, bro. I'm gonna ride it to the grave. Now, I will admit this. I will tell you guys this. All right. Let me be real. Let me be honest with you guys for a few minutes. Okay. Witherspoon did give up a couple of plays. Witherspoon was responsible for a couple of big plays that happened, some third down conversions, and so on and so forth. But I am never going to tell you that Witherspoon should be given up on, because I believe that he can recuperate. I believe that he can bounce back. Tony, come on, Tony. You've been quiet for too long, Tony. Yeah. Tony, tell me I'm right, Tony. Come on, bro. Tell me that you saw.
I will tell you you're right. He had a very rough game. He did.
You motherfucker.
Yo, Mike, you were so faded, you couldn't read the goddamn thing on the screen, bro.
I'll be honest. No. I'll be honest with you. I did read it. He fucked up. He messed up a couple of times tonight. Witherspoon was. No, I'll be honest with you guys. Witherspoon was the reason for a couple of plays tonight. I think that when I reflect back, I see 4 plays that Witherspoon himself was directly responsible for giving up the first down play. All right, so I do see 4 plays that Witherspoon was the guy.
Here's the question: do we bench Witherspoon for Mosley?
Hell no. No.
Nick?
Yo, this guy has not had a single good game since coming back. It's getting close.
Yes or no, Nick?
It's getting close.
That's not a yes or no, Tony.
Oh man,
man, hell no. Fuck. What are y'all talking about, bro?
This is the overreaction show, y'all.
You talking about benching Witherspoon for Mosley? Are you crazy? Are you crazy, fellas?
What's the difference between wanting to bench Richard Sherman for Mosley?
Right. I'm trying to figure it out.
No. I never wanted to bench Richard Sherman for Mosley or for Mosley. No.
Mike, I never. Mike. When I tweeted my tweet, I should have just tagged you in it because I was talking about you. I should have just said, Mike said that we should bench Richard Sherman when what's the name comes back, right? You said did you not say that Witherspoon was better? You said Witherspoon was the best cornerback on this team. You said.
Yep. I said that. I did say that. Yes.
So what's the difference in saying that and not yo, Mike? You know, it's all good, man.
Because Breezy, play responsibilities change from down in and down out.
Okay.
And tonight he was exposed in the handoff of plays. He wasn't exposed in his assignment. He handled the first guy. He handled the first guy.
No,
it was when the first guy got out of his zone and the second guy was coming into his zone that he was a liability. Okay, there's a difference. There's a difference, bro.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. There were plays where he did dirty, man up, not handing off. There were plays he did dirty on crosser routes that was just him.
Nope.
Mike is all Witherspoon, yo. The same way I am about Kendrick Bourne. The same way I got. The only difference between Mike and I is I get mad. Mike just stay faded. This is different. He's cool with it. I respect it, Mike. I tell you that. But right now, Spoon got toasted. Spoon, they calling him Witherspork. I'm cool with that. He need to go back out there next week and become the Spoon again. That's what he need to do. That's what he needs to do. And I think next week he has a better matchup, Mike. I honestly think he has a better matchup. It'll be him on DK Metcalf. And I like that physics. I like the size matchup for that.
Yeah, he's got to do something. So, overreacting to this game a little bit. Look, we are overreacting a little bit about Akello Witherspoon saying what we saw. Yo, where the hell was Breida tonight?
He was sipping pina coladas on the sideline, bro. I don't think that's his hand. That's Mike's hand. I don't. Yeah. Mike is upset right now.
Where was Breida? Why was Breida not in the game tonight?
I think Jimmy wanted Kyle wanted to go with 2 running backs, and that's what he did. I'm not sure why he was dressed, but I think he was dressed because you got to dress another guy. It's possible he has an injury. It's possible that he doesn't. But Mostert's hot, and we know that Tolman is the setup guy. So why utilize a Breida when we could keep him fresh?
But that's the question. Like, we haven't seen that all year. We've had 3 running backs dressed all year, and we've used all 3. So what's the difference tonight?
All right. So, in my opinion, the difference tonight was that the Breida had an ankle injury. Where did Breezy go? There he is. All right, so I think that Shanahan was still trying to be cautious with his offensive players, and Breida has an ankle injury. I honestly believe that. So that's what we were dealing with. We had to watch Shanahan go through the motions with which guy do I put in and which guy do I keep out.
Yeah.
And Breida was the guy with the most injuries, the guy that was most likely to be pulled out of a game. And so that's what we saw tonight. It's not a knock on Breida. It's not a knock on Breida. I think that if we handed the ball off to Breida, he could have busted 12, 15, 27-yarder. I do think that Breida was capable of doing that. But how is ankle going to be afterwards? And so that's what we saw tonight. I liked all of our running backs tonight, including the wide receiver, Deebo Samuel, that was playing as a running back.
Yes, sir.
So I'm not knocking any of those guys.
Hold on.
I'm not knocking any of those guys, including Tevin Coleman.
I got a question for y'all. Tonight, we seen Deebo Samuel line up as a running back quite a few times.
Yeah.
Five times.
How much is Jalen Hurd going to be used like that next year when he comes back?
It's going to be crazy, yo.
Just you wait, bro. You just freaking wait until Jalen Hurd is ready to go.
Listen.
You just wait, bro.
First of all, it's going to be a matchup nightmare. Second of all, not only will he line up in the backfield, that cat's going to be able to line up on a mismatch. He's going to be so hard to defend. When they drafted him, I quickly put that tape out. I was like, yo, this guy going to be a problem once he gets to the NFL and gets into the right system that can utilize his skill sets. He's rocking with the best coach, the best offensive coordinator, and the best damn team in the NFL. He is going to be a problem once he gets past the injury bugs. I guarantee it.
Well, I just want to ask that question because of the fact that, a lot of people were like, oh, will Kyle Shanahan use Jalen Hurd as his third down back or a third and short back or, things like that. And I'm going to be honest with you. I never thought once that they would do that. But utilizing Deebo Samuel the way they did tonight, there's nothing off the table. Nothing.
Exactly. And what that means is defenses have to plan for everything. Everything. That's Kyle Shanahan showing his genius. That's Kyle Shanahan showing defensive coordinators, I'm smarter than you. You have to game plan for every single wrinkle. Tony, tell me I'm wrong, bro. And I want somebody to explain what this comment on the chat right now means, because I don't get it. So no. Go back to the $10 donation. I don't know what that means.
From Kerry?
I agree with what you're saying as far as like putting things on film going forwards, and teams are gonna have to respect it. Kyle loves doing that. Loves it.
So Kyle's a mastermind, right, Tony? So he's setting. I think Kyle's gonna surpass Bill Walsh. I think Kyle's gonna surpass Bill Belichick. I think he's going to be in that era of mindsets when it comes to mind games. Because that's what he's playing. And guys, that could be a lot of why we see what we see sometimes. why we don't understand why we don't do this. Why didn't Jimmy throw it to the check down? And the check down was wide open. We've seen him do it, but all of a sudden Jimmy's not seeing a check down back. He's got to be smarter than that. What if he didn't want it on tape? What if we want the defenses to say, oh, man, Jimmy's not even noticing his checkdowns right there. And then he comes out, busted to the checkdown for a 50-yard, 60-yard touchdown run. Like, there's so much to what Kyle is trying to do. Just for us fans, he's giving us heart attacks and issues. You know, like we're having heart conditions and palpitations and all that kind of crazy crap going on with our bodies because we're like, yo, like, what is Kyle? What are we doing, Kyle? Like, we know you're smarter than this, but you're not running. Like, what are you doing? Look, man, I don't know. This game right here had me on some schizophrenic shit. I didn't know what I was like, yay, all the way. But man, I never doubted us because I always kept saying, yo, we're gonna win this game down by 11. We got it. We just gotta stand on. And then Nick and I said first that the defense would score a touchdown. Nick specified on the defense who would score that touchdown. This was before the game. And it happened. I said that Deebo Samuel will rush for a touchdown. And it happened. I don't know. I just feel like with Kyle, anything is possible. And whatever you think he's going to do that and something different.
Yeah. You're right.
Yo, there were a lot of things that were called that were hit on tonight. The Richie James big run by Dre.
Oh, God.
Touchdown by you. The pick six by me. But there were a lot of things we were wrong on also. A ton of things we were wrong on.
Absolutely. Like the score.
Like the score, you know, I did not expect these guys to go up, you know, 21, whatever it was, us to take the lead 24-21. I never thought it was going to be a 3-point game. I thought it would have been at least 10-point game. Guys, look. I don't even know where to start on this game. There's so much to nitpick about. But man, I'll tell you what, we got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, man.
A lot of work. If we want to win a Super Bowl, we got a lot of work to do.
It's not like basketball, you know what I'm saying, where you could tighten up and shorten up your rotation and go out there with 7 guys and be like, yo, I'm going to give you 7 guys for 7 games. Good luck. It ain't like that, yo. Football, you just got to be all in on all 3 phases of the game. And I guess what frustrated me the most, if we want to talk about like what made me like really frustrated or overreact, like after the Richie James big run, the biggest run this guy has had, he's had of the season because he scored a touchdown before. Like the biggest one. Like we only got 3 effing points. Like how do we get to the red zone and struggle in the red zone? I said on the pregame show that we gotta score in the red zone. We get to the red zone and we get 3 points. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Excuse me, I gotta say it right like it's spelled. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. You have to score touchdowns in the red zone every time you get down to the red zone. Like it was almost like that kickoff return was in vain. Luckily, we got 3 points out of it. And guess how many points we won by?
3.
3 points.
You know, the red zone has been that way all year. We just seen a lot of plays where, you know, we're scoring from just outside the red zone most of the time, or you know, we're scoring on big plays. I don't know what the breakdown is of it inside the red zone compared to just outside the red zone, but I would guess that we probably have more touchdowns just out the red zone than we do in the red zone.
We probably would have had more touchdowns.
25.
We probably would have had more touchdowns in the red zone, Nick, if we didn't get them stupid-ass hold calls on George Kittle's touchdowns and all the touchdowns that we scored that got called back.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things that, you know, let me ask you guys this. Watching this game tonight, watching last week in Atlanta, what is the weakest link on this team right now? What is the weakest link on this team right now? And going forward,
Can we let Tony go first, please?
Yes.
Tony doesn't want to talk. He's just like watching presser and everything else.
No, I'm just dying laughing at you guys. The weakest link, I think you have to look at the defense. I said it before, they can't stop screens. I'm telling you, if you don't think Seattle's going to screen them, you have another thing coming. All right. I understand they lost Josh Gordon, but we'll get more into when we do a preview show for Seattle game. But they have to tighten up this defense, whether it's schematic, whether it's adjustments with rotations or moving players to different positions, starting a different player at defensive tackle. But coming into the offseason, we brought in Kosaric. His scheme was known to be a very aggressive scheme. Literally, pin your ears back, play the run to the quarterback. Teams are using that scheme against them. In my opinion, I think the 49ers need to make an adjustment on the defensive side of the ball and in their scheme. I think they need to go back to more of a Seattle, underfront or underfront cover 3 front. And then, then they could use like a 3rd and long, go back to the wide 9. Because, guys, I saw it twice tonight on screenplays. There was 2 instances when they ran the screen, all the linemen, and it happened last week versus Atlanta. All the linemen were running towards Goff, and all the offensive linemen were 2 yards heading down the field. Now, you have linebackers, and then you have defensive backs. Your first layer of defense is running the other way, trying to get to the quarterback when he's simply just going to dump it over their head. And now you have 4 potentially – I'll be honest. I saw 3 guys running down the field, leading on a play. You can't do that. You need to adjust because teams are 100% using this aggression against us, and it's hurting us. Now, the reason why this defense was so successful earlier in the season is because we had Dee Ford on the field. Granted, he wasn't a full-time starter. He played percentage of snaps, mainly nickel packages and, 3rd and long passing situations, whether it was 2nd and long, 3rd and long. Once you put Dee Ford on that field and he lines up 100% wide, like on the angle, wide 9, a true wide 9 technique, which is his strength because he's all speed. The other 3 players, it eases up on them 100%. You have the line shifting to sliding they slide the protection of Bosa, they're sliding the protection of Ford, and now you have Bosa on a one-on-one matchup. You have Buckner one-on-one matchup. You have Armstead one-on-one matchup. Even if you put Solomon Thomas in there, Sheldon Day, Kentavious Street, they're going to be all one-on-one matchups because now the main focus of the offense, the opposing offense, is your 2 outside edge guys. That is the issue here, and that's why this defense has been struggling since Dee Ford has not been on the field.
Agreed.
They have to do something. Mike brought up a very solid point. We were bullshitting on the phone, whether it was in text message, whatever. There's one spot open to bring back somebody off the IR. And it could potentially be DeMontre Moore. And if he's healed and they feel it's safe for him to play, he needs to come back. He needs to be in this rotation because I'm going to say it time in and time out, Valoga is not getting it done. And if this team thinks it can go forward with Valoga, they got a problem. They got a serious problem. If they're going to put out on the edge Solomon Thomas, who has one move, run straight into the tackle, try to bench him and bull rush him, and then once he stalemates you, he stops. You can't do that. And Valoga, I give him credit. He tries, but he's not the level of player of a Dee Ford, of a Bosa, of a Ronald Blair, of a DeMontre Moore. This team's defense was so damn solid because of the depth that they had on this line. These guys were fresh. They were rotating in. You saw Bosa take snaps inside, Blair take snaps outside, Blair inside, Bosa outside, and they just kept everybody fresh. And that's why this defense was so dominant, because by the time the quarterback hit his back step, his last step and hitch to throw the ball on his first read, he had people in his face. It's not happening now. And that's why they're struggling.
Yeah. They're definitely struggling in terms of what you were saying. And, you know, it's going to be a big piece when we get D Ford back, obviously, with this pass rush, because you don't have to just worry about I don't know what's going on with Ali's stream. He's blank. You know, the strength of having him back is you're going to have to pull those double teams to him as well, not just Bosa. We talked about it on the halftime show. It looked like we were resting our defensive line, you know, Bosa, Buckner, Armstead. All those guys were out on key downs, key things, and key plays in the game. And obviously they started to play more, and the pass rush looked like it came alive early in the third quarter. And then they started going back to the way they were and not getting, and the passing, which was the screens and things like that. That is one of the biggest concerns moving forward. But I want to hear what other people's concerns are. So we'll let Mike go first.
As far as my biggest concern going forward is Shanahan being aggressive. I think the defense had they had their struggles tonight, so did the offense, but Shanahan has to show that he wants to put the dagger in opposing teams, you know. When it comes to Shanahan, I don't really know how to call it, but it seemed like he was, oh, we got another shot. Oh, we got another shot. Okay, it's the final drive, let's end it. And that's what we saw, you know. Big plays, like I said on the in the group chat, 2 3rd and 16s converted on that final drive. If you have that dialed up, if you have that called in your playbook, why can't you do that more regularly in the plays? You know, so that's what my biggest concern is. He's gotta be. He doesn't have to be aggressive, but call better plays going in, down, and down. That's my logic.
All right, so Mike is saying Kyle Shanahan and some of the play calling. You know, I've been saying this since last week. To me, you know, this is not the time to be holding back and, you know, being afraid of showing something for going into Seattle or going into the playoffs. Like, these games are just as important and moving forward. And there were some times tonight where play calling was bad. Like, we talked about it earlier. We didn't run the football a ton tonight. We didn't run the football a ton. And obviously we came in and we threw the ball. We only threw the ball 27 times, and we only rushed with an actual rusher, with an actual running back 16 times. So, you know, is that on Kyle Shanahan and play calling? I would think so. But Wayne, what are your thoughts?
All right. Listen, man. It's hard to say. I don't know if Kyle is I would like more aggression from Kyle. God bless you. I would like more aggressive play calling from Kyle. Here's what I know that Kyle can do. I've watched Kyle draw up a series of plays, drive the ball down the field, and say, take that. And then I watch him go back to saying, let's try this. Let's see if this will work. Let's try that. Opposed to just stick, like the Rams tonight and the Falcons last week, stuck with stuff that was working, and they continued to try to do what they were doing until it just didn't work no more. I feel like Kyle will do something that works and then try something totally new. And if it doesn't work, try something totally new. And if that doesn't work, he'll go back to like the play calling that we know that we should have been running in the first place. What the fans want is every time Jimmy G and the offense gets out there, we want production. We want a touchdown. We don't want Jimmy G waiting to a 3rd and 16, throwing the ball to, the great Kendrick Bourne to convert the first down, or to the amazing Emmanuel Sanders on a 3rd and 16, and Jimmy gets punched in the mouth, the ball goes in the air, and it's just like, and there's a catch for first time. Like we would like, we is that me? I'm sorry, but yeah, like we want more aggression from Kyle. I feel like Kyle can beat whoever comes at him. It's just that he tries to experiment, and sometimes the experiments don't work. But what happens is, it's not like we're down by 25, or it's like the game is so close. I just feel like Kyle just be trying different things. I would definitely love to see Kyle, just amp it up a little bit, Again, like Tony said in the beginning of the show, man, our offensive line has to be better. And going into the playoffs, you're going to see more rushes. You're going to see more pass rush. You're going to see more pressure. You're going to see that. I need that Jimmy G. What game was that where Jimmy G was standing in the pocket and just throwing darts and accurate darts, and getting hit at the end, but still completing passes? And I think that was Sanders' first game, if I'm not mistaken. And that's
Carolina Panther game.
Carolina Panther, like he was getting lit up in that game, but he was throwing darts. I just feel like whatever Kyle's putting on tape for whatever, at this point, we say it every week. Kyle's gonna go in the bag. I know in the Seattle Seahawks game, Kyle wants to beat Seattle in Seattle.
I just think it's funny. Ever since that New Orleans Saint game, this offense has been different. Like, I just really think it's odd. Like, he went all out in that game, and he literally put a clinic on versus Drew Brees and Sean Payton versus a better defense than we've played since then, the best defense we've faced since then. And my man went blow for blow. The creativity was there. The run plays that set up the play action passes, everything was there. Everything was clicking. And then once that game was over, it just stopped. So that leads me to believe that Kyle knows what this offense is ability. The ability of this offense, he knows. So, and you see it in games. Like, they'll teeter-totter down the field, they'll kick a field goal. Then the other team will come back and score. They'll teeter-totter down the field. We'll get a touchdown here. They score again. They'll go down the field. Jimmy throws one of those padded interceptions. The other team will score again. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they go down the field in 6 plays and score a touchdown. Like nothing. It's really like amazing how this offense has the ability to turn it on and off like a switch. Mm-hmm. And it's Kyle. So I'm the biggest culprit. I freak the hell out when I see this because I know what he's doing. Like, I'm not saying I know him, but I see it. He's playing games. Like, he's toying with these teams. He'll do something like, now it's on film. So now teams have to say, well, listen, when they played the Rams, they put Debo in the backfield and they ran a sweep with him. So now, not only you have to worry about Debo as a receiver out of the backfield, but now he's going to be a runner out of the backfield. So it's different looks, different formations, different plays out of same formations. Like we versus they ran 3 plays out of the same formation. It was crazy. So I'm not that much worried. I honestly feel, in my opinion, I honestly think it's going to be a show next week. That's what I'm not. Maybe I shouldn't say this because I don't want to be the limelight on me. Like, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. But what Kyle in New Orleans, what he did, it was unreal. It was a work of art.
I agree. And to go along with what you said, Kyle going against Sean Payton, he proved that he can outdo a master like Sean Payton. Kyle's going to be going up against another master on this weekend, on the next weekend. That's Pete Carroll, and he almost outdo Pete Carroll. Again, missed field goal. Now it's going to be a different game. That game was close. I expect this game to be different.
Like they were a lot more vanilla versus the Falcons. A lot. Like they were elementary football, like Pop Warner. They were so elementary. Like I was calling friggin' plays before they even ran it. I said, "Oh, this is gonna be this," but whatever.
Yeah, and
the logic behind it, it's more understandable to do that versus that team. It's the same system that Pete Carroll runs, and we talked about this the other day on the show. It's the same exact system. So why would you put anything on film for them to turn around and say, "Oh, well, look how they attacked the cover 3 here. So they're showing that, so I'm going to adjust it to this." Kyle and all the players, Kyle Juszczyk, Kyle Shanahan, they all said they thought Atlanta was going to show this. And there were multiple occasions where they faced totally odd fronts that they did not see before on film. That's coaching adjustments. That's what Kyle avoided by opening up his playbook versus Atlanta. So now Pete Carroll isn't going to say, "Oh, I'm going to try to do this." So now they know the ability of a different front under the Seattle system that might be implemented by Pete Carroll. So I honestly think Kyle's intent in every game is to put something new on film. That's his intent. Every game, a big play, a big chunk play, it's being put on film so the teams have to adjust and say, "Holy crap, look what he just did out of that formation." How many times, I mean, second half, I saw a jet sweep motion maybe twice. That's it. You didn't see the orbit motion. You didn't see a ton of jet sweep motion. You didn't see the George Kittle jet sweep. You didn't see the Debo. I don't know. Did they do a Debo Samuel jet sweep? You're not seeing the things. So with that being said, for them to drive down the field, tie the game, for them to drive down the field, kick the winning field goal, it's like literally lights off, offense on, like that.
That's it. That's what it's been. That's what it's been all season. Except for when it's a game when he's trying to prove a point. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Except for when it's a game when he's trying to prove a point. That Saints game, that New Orleans Saints game, they went in the game saying this might be a shootout. And if it's going to be a shootout, this is what we're going to do. That was the game plan if there was a shootout. What do you feel, Ali? You in here, buddy? What do you feel is one of the areas where we need to improve going forward?
Oh, I got a lot to say, boys. Can y'all let me have some fun now? Can y'all let me have some fun now?
Talk about it.
We about it. I came prepared, boys. We about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, do a shot with me, boys. I want some fun. Do a shot with me, someone. Mike.
I got you, brother.
Mike, Wayne.
I got you. I think Mike.
I think Mike's done. He's gonna drive off.
Mike's done.
Mike tapped out.
Shout out to my boy Ali, man. Ali just getting in here. We're gonna do another. I'm gonna do a full shot for my boy right here.
Mad love, bro. Mad love. Yo, we going to Seattle and we about to get that division and we about to get that NFC. The House of Horrors no more. Let's go, bro.
Salute, baby.
Salute. I love it.
So start talking about it, man. Have your time. This is your time.
Thank you, bro. Man. This team cannot play a dull game, hey? This team can't play a dull game. Like just like let's beat our opponent, by 2 touchdowns. Nah, we ain't about that. We're gonna make every fan that isn't a Niners fan, we're gonna pay for their entertainment. Everybody loves watching the 49ers. Why? Because we play entertaining fucking games. We bring the ratings. We are the needle. We don't move the needle. We are the needle.
Yeah, man.
Let's go, boys. We about to go up into Seattle, and
Yeah,
we
man.
about to get this W. We about to get this W. I don't care.
Yo,
We got Kittle.
Ali. Yo, bro, I just want to let you know I would take a shot with you, but I waited. I just got in the car. I'm ready to drive home. So I can't take a shot with you right now because I'm sobering up. I don't have a voice because I've been yelling all night long, but sobriety is my number one priority right now. I would take a shot with you, but I can't do it, bro. But
all I want from you is you to get home safe and sound, and we'll do a shot later this week. We'll do a shot tomorrow. There's all weekend. It's the Christmas holidays, baby. You know it's all about love right
baby.
now.
Oh, Merry
Hell
Christmas.
yeah, baby.
That's
It's
right.
the holidays. Merry Christmas to everyone up in here. Everybody enjoy their Christmas now. Everybody can enjoy their Christmas Eve. Eat that turkey, eat that mashed potatoes, eat those Brussels sprouts, eat those asparagus, eat that mac and cheese.
I eat all that shit. Yes, sir.
Pour that gravy, eat that cream corn, eat that collard greens.
You got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, yams, ham.
Mama Duke's about to be cooking in the kitchen. We about to be cooking in the kitchen. Let's go.
I love it.
Let's go.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen. This is a great victory to start our Christmas vacation, bro. To start our week off right. You know what I'm saying? 49ers
everybody can enjoy their Christmas in peace, bro. Let everybody enjoy it. Get them riled up because by the time next Friday, next Saturday, our mentality switches and the light switch flicks, and we about to get prepared for Seattle. When Sunday hits, everybody throw their phone away. Everybody just focus for that 3 hours on getting that division. Get behind the boys. Get behind them. We about to get this division. We about to get this NFC. We about it. We that.
Say no more. All right, man. So we talked about where we felt like we had areas where we needed to improve, what we need to work on going forward. We know that we're controlling our own destiny, right? To get that home field, which we need, we can use. All right. I say 49ers, whether they win the home field advantage or not, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs. But it definitely would feel good to have that home field advantage. Give D4 the extra week off to rest up. Let Richard Sherman rest up that hamstring. Give time for Julian Taylor, all those guys to come back nice and fresh with that week off bye. But going forward, let's just talk about going forward, right? We're going to have a holiday break, and the next up on our docket is Seattle. Seattle has to play on tomorrow, and they have to win. The pressure's on them, too. The pressure's just not on us. New Orleans has to win their game. Green Bay has to win their game. We took care of business this week on national TV. We took care of business.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony.
Hell yeah, we did.
And they get an extra day of rest, which is huge.
And the 49ers get an extra day of rest, which is huge. Which is huge. I think listening to the pressers, did everybody listen to the pressers? Because I thought Kyle said someone walked into the concussion protocol, and I didn't hear who he has.
More.
Okay, so more. So our safety. All right. So that would be someone asked about an injury earlier, and I think that would be like the only injury that we suffered in today's game, which is rare. So this is almost the second week we escaped team no injury. So that's a plus. I want to know what Mike is eating in the car. I eat too when I drive, so I can stay awake.
Hey, everybody in here right now, if y'all feeling my energy going into Seattle, smash that like button. Smash it hard. Let's go.
Smash it. Smash that
like button. Let's go.
Hit it. Bam. See it right there? It's right there at the bottom of your screen. Smash it.
I think starting tomorrow, after they get their day off or rest, they're home, they don't have to worry about traveling. It's a quick flight to the Northwest, Seattle. It's going to be about business now. This team is going to go in with a different mentality, and they're going to play with their backs against the wall. And that's how they're going to beat Seattle. That's how they have to be to beat Seattle.
Hey, Tony, how many Niners fans do you think are going to be up in Seattle? They've traveled well. I'm up here in the Northwest, bro. They travel well.
Seattle fans don't give up tickets, man.
I know, man. Dude, I was looking earlier, man. These tickets are not cheap, bro. These are not cheap tickets.
Hey, then we just take over their town. You know how the faithful do. Faithful going to Seattle acting like it's their hometown. The 49ers fans have done one thing consistently well all season. They have supported their team on the road. I expect no different in Seattle. I expect no different.
All right, so if we go to Seattle and we beat them, does Richard Sherman do something on the 50-yard line?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
Ooh-wee.
Nope. Well, you know what Richard Sherman does? He puts on his suit, goes into the presser, and gets ready for the playoffs. That's a professional. That's what he does. That's what the Walter Payton Man of the Year award winner is going to do. Bam.
All right, fellas, I'd love to sit here and talk all night. I got to get out of here.
Yeah, Tony, appreciate you, man. We're going to be wrapping it up soon, man. But thank you so much for joining us on the Overreacting Show. Make
No
sure
doubt.
you give Tony a follow, baby.
Big win. Another tested game, another tested
I think
battle for the team.
I think Anthony's backstage. Someone let him in, bro.
Mike, where are you?
I got him.
Yo, Mike.
I got him. What up, Ant? You are in. What's good, baby?
Can you guys hear me?
What it do?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, now you can.
Sorry, my hotel Wi-Fi is trash. It's trash. But
you got to pay for it.
No, hey, I've been following everything you said. Hey, I've been following everything. And no, dude, I'm in Lake Tahoe. My girlfriend and I were at Harvey's Hotel and Casino. Bro, when the Niners kicked that winning field goal, they blew up. The entire casino blew up. Hella people.
Wow.
And hella Niners fan, everyone blew up. Everyone blew up.
Wow.
They were excited.
Yo,
it was loud.
Is it me? Or is it me? But when the Niners win, the world just seems happier, yo. Or is it just me? And I'm not saying that because I'm a fan, but remember when the Niners were winning in the 80s and the early 90s? Like, the world just seemed like a better place, man. Michael Jackson was making hit songs about healing the world. And yo, this is what we got to do. We got to get back to these winning days, man, as 49ers, man. That way we can get cats to go back in the studios and maybe Elton John could drop a new record or something like that, talking about healing the world. Like, something's got to give, man. We're doing good. It feels good to be back on top, though. I tell you that.
Yeah.
12-3,
Yeah,
baby.
you got that right.
Yo, we coming for the Seahawks, bro. We coming. Yay area.
Yo,
I know I'm late. I'm late, and you guys are almost done. But I want to hear what you guys think real quick. What about that Jimmy G bomb to Sanders, dude? The whole casino lit up. What do you guys think? That was insane.
Bro, I was crying.
Let's go in order. Ali, you got it. Mike, you go next. I'll then Anthony, you go. I'll hit him last.
Let me hear you guys.
Bro, so when that play happened, 3rd and 16, I'm like, God. So I was looking at the clock. I'm like, all right, so we probably don't convert this. So they're gonna get the ball back. I was thinking about time, and I was thinking about timeouts. Ball snap. Pressure coming up the middle. Pressure at Jimmy's feet. Diving at Jimmy's feet. Jimmy, let the ball go. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to get picked. But it's okay. It's like a punt. There's Sanders. He catches it. Oh, baby. Give me that. Wakanda forever.
Mike, what you got? What you got on your reaction for that? We can't hear you, Mike. No, it's probably your GPS.
Mike, we can't hear you.
Your Bluetooth.
Hey, I'm in the hotel right now though, and I'm on ESPN and they're playing the game over right now. Dude, when Jimmy G threw that ball, he hardly stepped into that throw and he just got it off. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was just like I'm gonna throw this in the air. I see my guy, but I also see I'm about to get my ass smacked. But I see my guy. Somebody's not on my guy. So all you gotta do is catch the ball. That's what it was. I'm gonna tell you right now, to go with your reaction, Anthony, I died on that play. I legit got lightheaded. had to hit the ground, get back up to make sure I was still alive. Did we catch that? Was that really a catch? The fact that Emmanuel Sanders tracked the ball down was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what to say.
How about Kendrick Bourne, though? Kendrick Bourne's awareness to get over for the first down, insane.
Can we not?
Yo, speak Kendrick Bourne to existence, bro. Somebody gives Kendrick Bourne some love. I'm gonna be quiet. Somebody give Kendrick Bourne some love.
Can we not talk shit about my guy no more in the group chat? All I'm saying is all he does is make plays. God damn it, that's what he do. He makes plays. I know he drops the ball, but he also catches the ball. That's what Kyle said. That's what Shanahan said. He said KB makes plays. When your coach call you KB, that's when you know you balling. Your name not Kendrick Bourne, it's KB. That's your nickname. Look, that's what he do. I know. Yo, that 3rd and 16, I died on that one too. I died at least 3 times tonight.
Yo, number 84, the playbook. Number 1 in your heart. Let's go.
Here we go. All right, Mike's back. Let's hear what Mike's reaction is.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
All right. Now we going, fellas. All right, now we going. All right, so here's my reaction, right? Listen, the Niners are for real. I don't give a fluff.
I got you.
What he has to say. Yeah, man. We went through all kinds of adversity tonight. No sacks. We got sacked a bunch of times. The Niners' run game was like, I don't want to show up. It didn't matter, man. The Niners team, all phases, pulled together when they needed to get this W, man. And I couldn't be more proud of the guys. I was most nervous about Robbie Gould. Robbie Gould came through in the clutch. He won the game for us. The Niners wide receivers, man, they went out there and it was glim. It was glim. These guys were out there against all odds. Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't get a call to save his life. You know what I'm saying? And these guys were like, you know what? We're ready, man. We're not gonna fold for you. We're gonna fight.
No,
we're gonna continue. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Real quick. I know we're getting to the end of the show, but I just want your guys' opinions because I'm late. Was the offensive line for the Niners bad today, or was the pass rush of the Rams good? I just want your guys' opinions because watching the game throughout, I thought some guys held up okay, but for the most part, it felt like those guys were in Garoppolo's face all day or all night. It was pretty bad.
I think it was both.
Yeah. I agree. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay.
No, I was just gonna say I think it was both. There were some offensive linemen who had really good games. There were a couple of offensive linemen who had bad games, and you're not gonna shut out an Aaron Donald. You're not gonna shut out a McDonald. These guys are gonna come out. They're gonna get after it. It's about heart. It's about will. The 49ers showed more will than what their defensive line had, and that's the bottom line. You want to see your guys go out there. You want to see them dominate. You want to pretend like, hey guys, we shut down Aaron Donald. We didn't. We absolutely did not shut down Aaron Donald. He got busy tonight, and there were guys from both sides of their defensive line that got after Jimmy Garoppolo. But it wasn't about that. It was never about that. It was about team ball. All 3 phases, all three levels of each side of the ball, and they played. Oh, there's a deer. Sorry, there's a deer. They played. They played good ball, and that's what you want to see. Honestly, that's what you want to see. So,
yeah,
those are my thoughts.
What about you, Ali? What you think?
Wild, man. Absolutely wild, man. Absolutely wild, man.
You guys, I was in the bar, so me and my girl went to a restaurant and we were at the bar. So I watched the first 3 quarters at the bar, then I finished at the casino. Bro, when Warner got that pick 6, I was like, yo. When Warner came out into the flat, and I don't know if that was a tight end or what, but when Goff was throwing it, I was like, oh my God, Warner is right there. So those adjustments that Saleh made he made some pretty key adjustments. I know it still could have gone better in the second half, but you noticed the adjustments, and it made a difference at the game. I thought it really made a difference. You know, I know no sacks, but I thought this was the first game since I guess you could say Seattle, where I felt like the pass rush was. I know there were no sacks, but I felt like they were getting pressure. I felt like the pressure was there. It was just, you know, the rollouts were killing us. The play action was killing us. And there's not much you can do about defensive ends like Armstead or Valawaga or Thomas because they're taking pretty good angles. But, you know, Goff is going to be faster than them, so it's hard to cut into him. But overall, I thought the pass rush was better today than it's been the past couple weeks, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought I don't know. I don't think I get really touched on the O-line. The O-line definitely struggled today. I'm not gonna chalk it up and say that the Rams defensive line played great. I know Mike said that Aaron Donald played great, but he only had 1 sack. And to be the best defensive player on the team, you should have more than 1 sack. I'm gonna leave it at that. Now, to get to what you're talking about the defensive line, the pass rush was there.
Hold up. Here's who struggled on the offensive line. Garland struggled.
Yes.
Brunskill struggled.
Yep. Had him playing guard though. He's out of position.
And Tomlinson struggled. I think both are tackle. I think Staley struggled at times. McGlinchey was okay. McGlinchey
was getting a lot of help. I did notice that McGlinchey was getting a lot of help in the game. He was getting a lot of doubles.
So, but he was okay though. I didn't see a lot of pressure coming from McGlinchey's side.
How many sacks did Staley give up? Because I didn't. Was it 1?
Might have been 2.
Probably 1 or 2.
Might have been 2, but don't. I don't know.
The offensive line did good on screen passes, though. They did good on screen passes.
Absolutely.
They were out there lead blocking. They led block pretty well. I will say that.
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead. You can jump to the defense. Sorry.
All right. So
say that.
No, absolutely. I needed to hear that. So to get back to the defensive side, the pass rush was definitely there, guys. They didn't hit home with the sacks, and this is when a guy like DJ Jones. This is when a guy like him. This is when you miss a guy like him, and when we talk about where the hell was Buckner, listen,
or even Ronald Blair. I said it in the group chat. Ronald Blair, man, you know what Ronald Blair is? He's a Swiss Army knife.
I agree.
Ronald Blair can play
inside, outside.
Ronald Blair can play anywhere on that defensive line.
I agree.
And if anybody tells me different, I will have a heated conversation with you. I'm telling you, Ronald Blair is. I'm telling you, man, Ron Blair. Oh man, we missed that. But DJ Jones, absolutely. Yeah.
And the reason why I said DJ Jones,
I didn't think.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Go ahead. Sorry.
The reason why I was saying DJ Jones.
Oh God damn it!
You got it.
I'll shut up. You go. I'll shut up.
The reason why I was saying DJ Jones is simply the fact that because the ends were pushing the pressure in, it was allowing Goff to step aside to miss the sack, and had a DJ Jones been there, boom, it would have been sandwich time. You know what I'm saying? Him and Buckner would have just been eating the whole time.
Yo, speak on Buckner for a second. Speak on Buckner. Homeboy needs to step up, bro.
I'm not sure what's going on with Buckner. I know he's being doubled.
Come on, bro. Don't do it. Don't. Yo, it's the overreaction. So speak it into existence, please.
Listen. Buckner's being doubled. No, I was speaking into existence. Buckner's being doubled. Let's call it like it is, right? Aaron Jones is being doubled. How many sacks Aaron Jones had?
Aaron Donald's being doubled. You mean?
Yeah, sorry. He's being doubled. How many sacks did he have? 1.
A lot.
He had 1 sack.
What, 1?
He had 1 sack. He's the best defensive player in the game. He's getting doubled, and he had 1 sack. With that being said,
how many pressures did Donald have compared to Buckner?
More. I can tell you that. But that's not Buckner's not the pressure guy. Like he's not a guy that's getting pressure. When you put him on a one-on-one, he has a move. He moves you out.
Listen to this for a second. When Buckner comes to the signing table this offseason, he says, "Listen, I'm a top 5 defensive lineman in the NFL. I get pressures. I get sacks. I am a freaking one of the twin towers next to Armstead. We're gonna be like, oh, listen, Buck. Here, these are the facts. Here, and here. You didn't do this.
Who was the sack leader on the 49ers last year?
Because Buckner.
Who do you game plan who do you think the other teams are going to game plan for at the beginning of the season? Like, who do you think they were game planning for?
At the beginning of the season, you're telling me?
Yeah.
Ford and Buckner.
So, with that being said, Buckner's getting the game plans. That was allowing Bosa to free up and do his thing. Guess who's missing right now?
Ford.
Boom. So guess where you go back to? You go back to the guy that was leading the team last year with sacks, and you find a way to stop the guy who's like a phenom. And because they have that, it's Buckner and Ford. It's hard. It's not like I'm not giving him any discredit. Buckner definitely needs to step up. You are 100% correct. But what I'm trying to say is they're game planning for him right now, and he can't find his way. So you need the other guys to come up and step up. Go ahead, Anthony.
Buckner definitely has had his chances, though. I do admit with both you guys in the sense that Buckner's opportunities to get sacks or really hit home have been there, but he's coming so close. He's coming really close, and whether the quarterback's evading or whether he's just whiffing or what, I feel like Buckner has had his opportunities, and he just hasn't been able to hit it.
Perry, close isn't enough, bro. Come on, bro. Close isn't enough.
You're right.
That's also when
you know what close Perry, come on, bro. You know what close gets us? It gets us a Cooper Kupp TD, a Robert Woods TD, a Tyler Payton. No, I'm listening. I'm 100%. I'm listening.
He's getting close. He's getting close, but he's not hitting home, and that's the problem. And the thing is you can't just blame it on Buckner because you need guys like Bosa and Armstead to hit home too, and they're not. Also.
Of course,
getting pressure too. Armstead's getting pressure too, but they're not hitting home.
Buckner is
none of the guys
our star.
Are hitting home. That's the problem.
Buckner is our star and in our defensive interior, and he needs to step up and play like a star. Anybody have any complaints with Nick Bosa? Nobody says shit about Nick Bosa. Why? Because he's doing his job.
No, because he's a fucking rookie. That's why.
He has one sack in the last 3 weeks.
Right. So let's talk about Nick Bosa. Let's talk about why he not hitting home. Oh, because he gets the pressure from the outside. Oh, I get it. Like, look, guys, we got to pick our poisons here, man. Like, we're wearing thin on the defensive line. Guys are tired as shit because of our depth. Our depth is now our starters. Like, we are invading our depth. Like, it's a little bit different right now. Let's just keep it 100. That's what's going on. And with that being said, guys got to play more steps. If you watch this game, there was second downs where Nick Bosa and Armstead weren't even on the field, and we're like, what's going on? Like, why are they not out there?
Hey, I said in the chat, but when I saw Solomon Thomas, Sheldon Day, Valawaga,
you said this is a nightmare. You said prepare for doom or some shit. Yeah. Right. And what happened? 9 yards on the run by Todd Gurley. He didn't get 9 yards the whole time. My point is, it's just a little different, man. When we missing stuff, when we missing key pieces, that's where the DJ Jones, like when DJ Jones was having a stellar season, correct? Why? Because Buckner's getting the double teams. I know Buckner is not showing up in numbers this year. I get it. He's our star. He's got to be better. But he's no Aaron Donald, right? No one is, right? No one is. No one is Aaron Donald.
Right.
So with that being said, and the reason why Aaron Donald is a phenom is because of his stature, right? He's short, stocky, and can uplift a motherfucking truck. Like, that's what he can get up under your pads and move you. That's his leverage.
Let me ask you guys this: with those two twin towers we have on the defensive line, are you guys upset that we don't have more bad passes now?
Now, see that? Now that's the question you should be asking. Absolutely. Because
I feel like Armstead is the only one who bats passes. I know Bosa gets tips, but I swear to God, Armstead's the only one who bats passes.
Right.
I feel like I really noticed that. It's just Armstead.
Have we ever seen Buckner bat a pass?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Honestly don't remember.
Right, because Buckner was used on sacking, right? And Armstead was getting his hands up. And then when we had another big guy at one time before DJ Jones who would help get their hands up whenever we would bring guys in. Talk about last season. But no, you're right. I'm not sure, and I think it's because quarterbacks are moving outside the pocket. A lot of them not. Look at the quarterbacks we're playing. They're not staying in the pocket. Why? Because they can't see over those linemen. Why? Because they're tall and they get their hands up. So let me roll out, right? And then let me try to see if I can get someone on the flat, get someone on the open, and complete the pass. It's funny how they attack our defense. We have great players. I do wonder if the wide 9 is the issue. I do wonder if that's the issue. I wonder if the wide 9 defense, the base defense the 49ers are running, is the issue. Because tonight, I don't know if you remember this, but there was a play where Nick Bosa didn't know where to line up. Right? Did you see that?
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
I was like, oh snap! Like, what the freak? It was like 5 linemen. Like were we in a 5-2? And I don't think he knew where to line up on the line. And I'm not sure if they gained yards on that pass or what, but it was somebody said Buckner. Let's post this. So I don't know. I'm a little confused about like what's going on. I do understand the concept of the wide 9, and I do feel we're doing so much better against the run. Like I feel like we're doing better than what the statistics are showing. You know what I'm saying? Because we're stopping running backs. We're struggling with the quarterbacks.
Yeah, the past 3 weeks, the Niners' run defense has been good. I will say that. But I think a lot of it is because they have a lot of those defensive linemen that are meant for the run in. You see Sheldon Day is playing more. He's better against the run. Solomon Thomas is better against the run. Obviously, Armstead is way better against the run than the pass. And Armstead's been good, and so is Buckner. So I think having those guys in more, and then Bosa's okay. But you notice Mike pointed out, too, Bosa, it felt like today, Bosa was not on the field as much as he's been the past week. So you see a lot of those run defense D linemen in, and whether they're still in the wide 9 formation or not, it's definitely making a difference. But having those guys in is also affecting the pass rush. And you saw what happened when we had guys like Day and Solomon Thomas in, when Goff would run play action rollouts, even Valawaga, no one was hitting home. It's because you have those guys that are meant to stuff the run who can't hit home with the pass. And, you know, you guys talk about it best. That's what happens when you don't have Blair, when you don't have DJ Jones. Guys who can really force things up the middle or force things off the edge and get that pressure. And the depth is challenged, guys. The depth is bad. The defensive line has arguably been one of the worst defensive lines in football in the past few weeks.
Past few weeks.
I know that sounds hot take, but it's true. I'm not saying they're bad, but right now I would not say the Niners have a top 5 defensive line. Honestly.
It's because
I'm not basing that just on that. It's been horrendous. Those guys are tired though. I don't blame them. Those guys are tired.
Yeah, not only are they tired, Perry, it's just that they're missing key pieces.
Yeah.
And we got to do what we got to do. But guess what we're doing? We're winning, right? It's just not in the fashion that we've noticed. Like we're not
games, baby.
Yeah, so it's a little different, and we as a fan base have to adjust as well. Like we have to know how to adjust. Look, man, line is young, line is tired. Ford and Jones are gone. Those and Blair is gone, and I mean gone. Like, you know what I mean? Blair is gone for the season. So like we have to adjust to those different types of things. But the 49ers, that's the adversity that they're facing. And they're still going out there trying to find a way to get the win. And they're doing exactly that. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, like the 49ers are next week, I can't wait to see if we get anyone back. I can't wait to see who's going to be missing on the Seattle's injury report. I'll be making sure we check our injury report. But I like our chances in Seattle. I know we haven't won there in a while, but I love it. Like, I love the chances in Seattle.
I think Tart's back next week.
We need Tart.
Yeah,
I mean, Marcelo Harris had that huge drop pick. Yeah, and a bunch of times where he's been on play action, the coverage is still bad. I like Harris, but he's going through some pains. He needs way more time. And getting Tart back, you know what's crazy, too, is having Sherman and K1 back today, huge.
Yeah, it was huge.
Can we give some love? Can we give some love to Richard Sherman, please?
Thank you. Can we hit
Yo.
that like button for Richard
Yo.
Sherman one time, y'all?
Richard. Yo, Sherm.
Hit
Uncle.
that like button for Uncle Richard Sherman. Listen, man, I've been saying all season, right? And me and Mike go back and forth, right? About who should be the starting DBs. And Richard Sherman shouldn't be starting according to Mike because we got Cobra. And here's the emergence of a young guy named Emmanuel Mosley, right? These are two young phenom DBs for the 49ers. And good old Uncle Dick over there on the side, pause, is not playing to his potential. Really? He's the most cerebral guy we got on the defense. He's the guy that tells everybody where to line up on the defense. He's the leader and the veteran on the defense. And so what do you get burnt for a player too? I tell you what, man.
This defense looked a hell of a lot different last week against Atlanta than it did this week, man.
It did.
Even though they put up 31, it looked a hell of a lot different.
Listen, the Rams have way more weapons than Atlanta on their offense.
And guess what? Next week, Seattle only has Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson, and DK Metcalf.
Yep. Oh, wait.
Tyler Lockett's been playing with that. Tyler Lockett's been bad ever since that big thigh injury he got too. When he played us in San Francisco.
Yes, and Chris,
he had that bad thigh injury.
And Chris Carson's a little banged up as well.
We dial up that pass rush one time. Yo, come on. One game. I need the pass rush to just dial the F up. One game.
Ali, you called it, man. This is the missing of Tart has really been our Achilles.
I'm telling you, Tart's back next game. Tart's not missing next game. There's no way in hell Tart's missing next week. There's no way.
Here's the thing about Tart, yo. For the longest, I used to be bad on Tart, yo. I used to think that Tart was not a NFL safety whatsoever, and I think it was just because we were utilizing him wrong. He's a box guy. We had him in coverage a lot. He can cover, but we want him covering specific positions, aka the motherfucking tight end, right? That's your assignment. And when Tart went down, tight ends been having field days, starting with Andrews and you see Higbee had a good day today, even though he didn't get in the end zone. Like these tight ends, and we got to figure out a way to stop Desley. Like that's the Seattle's tight end. We don't want him. Didn't he have a good game last time?
No, that Desley's out for the year. It's Hollister.
Sorry, that's the guy. And he had a pretty decent game last time. Didn't he catch the first touchdown for them?
He had a touchdown, yeah.
Yeah. So we got to figure out ways to eliminate the big plays from the tight end. Because there's one thing Russell Wilson does, probably second best to Aaron Rodgers, is extend the mother freaking play, right? He gets outside that pocket, somebody gets open, and then boom, boom, bang, he hits him for a pass. So we just got to figure ways to do that, yo. We do that, I guarantee you we come out victorious in Seattle.
I honestly feel if we just go in Seattle and we run the fucking ball, there's no way they're going to stop us. Give me some Jeff Wilson Jr. one time. How about you, Perry? Show me a flex one time for Jeff Wilson Jr. Show me Jeff Wilson Jr. Give me Matt Breida. Give me Raheem Mostert. Give me Tevin Coleman. Just run the shit out of these boys.
I think we definitely get a heavy dose of the run game on next week. And I think we definitely get a heavy dose of the Breida, the Cheetah. I think the Cheetah is going to be back. This is going to be a game where you're going to see explosive runs. And I think, like I said, we definitely come out victorious. Breida definitely plays next weekend, guys. He was suited up tonight. I just don't think that Kyle wanted to utilize him in the running attack.
Wayne, what's Garland's best attribute? He drives off the ball.
Yeah, Garland's best.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
you know what blocking. I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't see why we wouldn't go into that Seattle game and try to milk that clock, take each possession, and just drive these mother effers on that Seattle line, Jerron Reed, whoever else they have, and just run that ball.
I agree.
Turn the downs into favorable positions for Jimmy.
I agree.
If Jimmy doesn't have to do what he did today, then turn those downs into favorable positions for him. If Jimmy's in 3rd and 4 and 3rd and 3 and 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 6, Jimmy's gonna be all right.
I definitely agree, man. And Jimmy, you know why he's gonna be all right? Because he's all right with a 3rd and 16 twice.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Look, man. Look, I know what won't happen in the Seattle game. And you can call me an overreaction if you want to. I guarantee you, Jadeveon Clowney won't play that same way. I can guarantee that he won't get to Jimmy Garoppolo like he was getting to Jimmy Garoppolo last time. All right. I know that we're saying that Joe Staley has lost a step. I know that Joe Staley is struggling a little bit, but he's not really that bad, guys. All right. He's not that bad. He's definitely a veteran. We definitely can use him. And remember, he's probably not playing 100% either. Okay, so let's factor that in there. He's back for this team. He's the best offensive lineman we have. Now, with that being said, that should say something. I'm not taking shots at Tomlinson. I'm not taking shots at McGlinchey. I'm not taking shots at Garland. But we did see from the beginning of the game with those bad snaps, I think Garland was a little scared.
We ain't taking shots at nobody, bro. It's just how it is, right? It's black and white. It's just how it is. You call it like you see it, man.
It is what it is. And I think Ben Garland, and this is not a downplay on Ben Garland. I think Ben Garland was playing a little bit anxious because Aaron Donald was lined up right over him, right?
Yeah.
So the snaps were going to be a little bit off.
You literally have the best player in the league,
right,
at any position lined up over you. What are you gonna do?
That's all I've been trying to say. That's who he is. He's been the best. I mean, he doesn't win the MVP for the NFL, but he definitely gets the defensive award every year. And I'm not sure any defensive players wins the MVP. Like, it's really hard. But my point is, he's been the best person on the team. Guys, we're going to be on for about 9 more minutes, man. And then we're going to call it a night for this overreaction show. But again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hey, listen, shout out to the 49ers. We are 12-3.
Yo,
Robbie,
let's go. Yo, hey. Breezy, we gotta do one more. Man. Let's do one more.
I'm done with shots for the night, baby. That'll be my 4th shot. I gotta go to church in the morning, man. Jesus is gonna be like, Wayne, usually I'll let you do this, but man, come on, man. I gotta remember songs. But nah, listen, we are going to be good. We're gonna be good going into next week. Guys, tell you what, man, it's holiday season. I know it's good. It's a good time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Even if you don't have the means of giving, just make the best of your time with your friends, with your loved ones, with your family.
Love, yeah, man.
That's what it's all about, man. It's all about love. It's not about gifts.
You know why Christmas is my favorite time of year? It's about spending time with the people that you care about most.
I agree.
And you know what? I'm not gonna say the 49ers have gone through a very difficult time, and I hate to bring this up again but I want to bring it up again because it's a big reality of what happened today. And, prayers up for CJ Beathard's brother. He lost his life today in a horrible tragedy. And it's horrible. Like, it's absolutely horrible. And the team rallied around. And you know what? People say that football or sports, it's more than a game. It's just a game. Come on, cut that. I promise you. Watch that locker room speech when it comes out. I promise you. You watch that locker room speech when it comes out, and this is more than just a game. This is family.
It's family, bro.
It's family. Every person that's in here. I'm sorry, getting a little bit emotional, but like,
it's all good, brother.
Boy, like he lost his brother. I'm not fortunate to have a brother. I was the only child in my family, but I couldn't imagine what it's like to lose someone so close to you, like around this time. And I just want to send a special prayer up for him, they pulled out this W for him, and this W goes straight for him. And around the holiday time, show some love, um, for him. And we're with you, CJ, and every single person that wears the Niners crest is praying for you, your family, and your brother, and we love you.
Yo, man, we're gonna end on that note, man. Our prayers go out to the Beathard family. It's very sad, very tragic what happened. I, just it's just sad. It's just sad. Can't go out, can't have a good time, can't get into an argument, can't have a conversation, can't talk, can't even fist fight anymore. Back in the day, you could fist fight. Fist fight. Usually, when guys fight, you know what I'm saying? They make up the next 10 minutes. It don't even take, especially when you know each other. And it's unfortunate that it came down to a stabbing where 2 people lost their lives, and another person was wounded. And our prayers definitely go out to the Beathard family. And when you talk about this 49ers organization and this fan base, I realize that we are all one family. We might fight, we might argue, we might disagree, but at the end of the day, we love one another. And I know, because the love that we share on Twitter is amazing. I don't think any other fan base has the love that we have for one another. And when we're talking about this game, and we were talking about the results that happened in this game, the first thing Kyle Shanahan said in his presser was that we want to send our prayers and condolences out to CJ Beathard and his family. It wasn't about what happened in the game. It wasn't about the win. It wasn't about. It was that he strictly addressed the real life issue. It was fuck football. I need to talk about my guy. That's my player. That's my quarterback. And I'm here for him and his family. And that says something about this 49ers fan base. And if you want to know why they go out and contest every single week, it's because they hold each other accountable. They're their keepers. They're their brother's keepers, man. They want to make sure that they rally together, they roll together, they die together. They bad boys for life.
I'm going to say this, man. This season, the way it's going down, there's something special about something special is going on. I don't know if it's God or what you believe in or what's going on, but they said it last year, man. Tony York, we've had so many tragedies in this within the 49ers, and now with CJ Beathard's brother, there's something special going on here, boys, and just realize that what's happening and support this team, be there for them, and just enjoy it, man. Enjoy this ride. It's a beautiful thing, man, that what this team is doing on the football field, and the things that it's doing off of it are making such a deep impact for people and are carrying them through so many different trials and tribulations as they've happened with Tony York, Jed's brother, and now with CJ Beathard's brother. So that's about it for me. I want to wish a Merry Christmas to you, Wayne.
Merry Christmas, brothers.
Wish a Merry Christmas to every single person in here and every single person that watches the video. We're 12-3, and we're on to Seattle, and we're going to get this division. We're going to get the NFC, and we're about to get that bye, and we're about to go to the Super Bowl and win that Super Bowl and get that quest for 6, baby.
Yeah, man. And prayers go out to Goodwin and his family too. They also lost a loved one. And these are the adversities our team has been facing all season. I remember one season we were going through like all this battery stuff, and now we're going through deaths and losses. And the team finds ways to band together, yo. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy joy to each and every one of you here from Nothing But Niners. It's your boy 49ers Breezy. Thank you so much for tuning in. I apologize. Nick had to run off. He has something very important he had to handle in the morning. Mike had to get home safely, so we wanted to make sure he got home safely. But thank y'all so much for allowing me to continue to host this show. It's my first time, continuing this on, so hopefully they'll have me on many more times doing this. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. We are 12-3. We are victorious. We ain't going nowhere because we are right here. We are the Niners, baby, for life, for life, for life, for life. Feel me? Yo, thank y'all for tuning in. We truly appreciate you. That message got me all choked up, man. Guys, prepare for glory, anticipate pain, but always remain faithful.
faithful.
Love you guys. Happy holidays.